Morning and welcome to the Cape Town waterfront, the area of Green Point, Sea Point that everybody loves to come to. When you visit Cape Town, you want to go to the V&A Cape Town waterfront, which is great for shopping and restaurants and the like. And then a lot of people like to come and walk up and down this waterfront Esplanade Promenade area. And today I'm just going to do a short walk because I have to rush to an airport soon. For today's episode of Explore, we're going to show you some of the sights and hopefully sounds of this beautiful promenade walk from the V&A waterfront along through Green Point towards Sea Point. Not too long, but let's go and explore in this episode. Okay, set along the Green Point part of Cape Town. This is a very sought after residential area. To rent a one-bedroom apartment here would probably cost you about the same as renting a house back in my hometown. That's a 3-bedroom house with a pool. 1-bedroom apartment and not a lot of square meterage would be very expensive. But you can get a sense as to why, because this is your view every day. When you look out of your room, you would see some of the most incredible views. Every day, this is what would greet you. Every night, this is where the sun would go down. And if you look very carefully over there, there is a luxury yacht just casually cruising past. Stunning area, home to Cape Town's finest as they enjoy the surrounds with the Atlantic Seaboard on the one side and the sights of Signal Hill and Table Mountain on the other side. I reckon it's quite an idyllic place to live. Would I want to live here? Yeah, I think I probably would. So as we were saying, the Atlantic Seaboard on the one side with beautiful Atlantic Ocean, and then in the background you can see Table Mountain up there. So people that live in this area, Devil's Peak, Signal Hill, it's all there. People that live in this area really have the best of everything on their doorstep. Truly amazing. Another feature of this area, in fact, in Cape Town as a whole, is it's always growing, always expanding. Construction, if not building new buildings, then they're certainly building fantastic upgrades to existing buildings and just making the area look just better and better, more welcoming for tourists, and certainly a more attractive place for both international and national people to move and live here and be part of this economy. So one of the things that stands out on this stretch is it's a fairly well-established part of Cape Town, with homes having been here for many years, but you'll find brand new buildings going up, and then like the Dolphin Inn guest house, which is legendary in its own right, stayed pretty much true to form. Obviously had a couple of upgrades here and there, but it still looks pretty much the way it did when it started. So next to it you've got these new buildings going up, and then the culture and the sort of heritage of Cape Town remaining in and amongst all the growth. Along the stretch of coastline, you'll find many of these little park areas that are just absolutely gorgeous to come and enjoy. But if you do come and enjoy, be aware. No bicycles, no dumping, no fires, no knives or guns, which is a good thing, no washing of clothes, no music, no picking of flowers, no drugs or alcohol, no sleeping. You can only swing if you're under 14 years old, don't litter, and a whole bunch of other things. So they're pretty strict. So the geography of Cape Town is actually very interesting because it's almost set in two different zones. Like you've got the other side as you head out towards Strand and Somerset West, out that way, and then you've got this side, which is all Green Point, Sea Point, and then over the mountain you'll find Camps Bay on the other side, which is amazing. It stretches wide. It's a very well spread out city. One of its drawbacks though is the fact that it is, because it is a city that is as old as it is, a lot of the older parts of Cape Town weren't really designed for the amount of people or traffic that it now holds, which means narrow roads and sometimes very frustrating traffic. How's that view, guys? Devil's Peak, Signal Hill, Table Mountain, beautiful apartment buildings along here. And one of the things I like about the apartment buildings along this stretch of beachfront They're very tasteful, nothing overly flashy. They're neat, they're tidy, they're well maintained. They fit the topography and the environment really, really well. Some of the most sought after homes in the world are in that area over there as you go up the mountainside. Can you imagine? You wake up in the morning, you look out your back window, and it's the mountain. You look out your front window, and it's this incredible coastline. Oh, and if the scenery wasn't enough, there's an absolutely stunning world-class golf course located right there. It's almost like the city sort of bends around this stunning golf course. That's a course I would love to play. Who knows, maybe one day I'll actually crack the nod and get an invite to go and play there. Might have to up my game a little bit though. So Cape Town really is a very cosmopolitan city. Yes, it's a South African city and the majority of the people that live here are from South Africa. However, because it's such a tourist-friendly destination, if you're walking along the streets and the sidewalks in Cape Town, you're going to not just hear South African-centric languages. You're going to hear German, you're going to hear French, you're going to hear Swiss, you're going to hear all sorts of European languages, because Europeans, and in fact people from the United States, love to come here to visit. It's the #1 tourist destination in the country, and there's a reason for that. It's beautiful, scenery like that, lots of entertainment, world-class productions and events that happen here on a regular basis. This weekend was the Cape Town Cycle Tour, and they had 30,000 riders that took part over the one-day cycle race. And a lot of those are internationals. But then what happens is a lot of people come and visit Cape Town as a tourist, suddenly realize that their euros translate to 18 Rand, 19 Rand for a euro, and they decide, hang on, maybe I should come and live here. So they either come and retire here, or they invest in businesses, or in the modern world, they have work that they could do remotely from anywhere. So why not do it here in Cape Town, where your earnings translate into a much higher quality of life. Even in an expensive city like Cape Town, your euros are still going to get you quite far, and you're going to live a life here in this beautiful, very European feeling city for a lot less money than you would in Europe. And because of its airport and its location, flying from here to Europe isn't as hard as you might think. So Cape Town and the Western Cape is known for its winter rainfall, meaning that it stays fairly green all year round. Over the last couple of years, though, there has been problems with drought. I remember sort of 2018, 2017, major water restrictions because of drought. That seems to have corrected itself, and it is a pretty green part of the country most of the year round. The summer temperatures are high, the winter temperatures are mild, so you could really visit Cape Town at any time and come and enjoy this beautiful city any time of year. So if you're in Europe and you don't want to experience the cold, you can come to Cape Town and come and enjoy summer here. And even in your summer in Europe, Cape Town's winter is going to be very, very inviting. One of the anomalies, though, is that in summer you can get up to 34, 35 degree heats. So you can go to Camps Bay, to the beautiful swimming beaches that they have in Camps Bay, and they really are stunning. But the water temperature, being the Atlantic, is very cold. So you're sitting on the beach and it's like 35 degree heat, and then you think, okay, I'm going to go for a swim in the ocean, and you put your foot in the water and it's freezing. So unless you really, really want to go for that sea swim, most people who are used to warmer Indian Ocean temperatures are probably going to think to themselves, I think I'll just sit on the beach, thanks. I'll use the swimming pool at the hotel. So one of the features that people like to do when they come to Cape Town is to go to Robben Island, which of course held many of the struggle heroes prisoner and captive for many years during the apartheid era. Robben Island, I don't know if you can see, you look beyond the yacht over there, Robben Island just over there, so it's not far off. And it's now a heritage site, so it is pretty much a museum. You can come into Cape Town, you can book a ferry from the waterfront to Robben Island and go and explore and see where people like Nelson Mandela were held captive for all those years. If you are visiting Cape Town, there are plenty of activities to do. There's some people going out on, what would you call them, canoes, kayaks, to go and paddle out into the surf, which is really flat today. It's gorgeous. Others are doing cycling tours where you'll find a local guide who'll rent you a bike and take you for a ride around this gorgeous area. You can just experience the outdoors. For the kids, there's playgrounds everywhere along this stretch of waterfront. And I mean, not just playgrounds, but major playgrounds for the kids to have fun. And very well maintained as well. So there's this area over here, but there's also another area right next door. So if you are visiting, there's plenty for you as an adult, and maybe as a couple to do. And then there's a lot for the kids to do as well. Not to mention world-class shopping. Some of the best shopping malls in the country are located right here in Cape Town. But again, Table Mountain over there, Signal Hill, Devil's Peak. Absolutely gorgeous. So you may remember on one of our Explore videos, we were talking about the rock pools in East London, which are pretty cool, but these are rock pools that dwarf those. Just have a look how clear that water is as well. It's absolutely gorgeous. The seagulls hanging around waiting for some Uber Eats to deliver them some fish, something to chew on. Natural paradise. I think it's one of the things that makes Cape Town as attractive as it is. It's a world-class city, first world city. Lots of entertainment, infrastructure, business, commerce in the city is pretty strong. And it's like sprinkled in to an absolute natural paradise of sea and mountains. Just outside Cape Town there are forests. If you're a mountain biker, this is the place you want to come and explore on a mountain bike, because it really is such a beautiful place to explore. In fact, one of the world's toughest and most successful mountain bike races is in a week's time. It's called the Absa Cape Epic. It's 8 days that they ride around the surrounds of Cape Town and through the Western Cape. And that's a race that actually sometimes has a higher international entries or higher international entries than local entries. It just shows you. I mean, people love to come here, and you can see why. So I'm assuming that says Sea Point. A lot of French culture here in the Western Cape due to the French Huguenots who came to the Cape many years ago. And so you'll find a lot of that French flair just injected gently into the Cape Town culture. But it really is a melting pot of culture. It's the kind of place where not just that purely South African culture exists. Yes, it does, and it's very strong and very proud. But because of the international people that come here and live here, there's so much European culture sort of mixed into the fabric of what makes Cape Town, Cape Town. So yeah, people like to run along this stretch of the coast because it's just so scenic. You can run a 10k run here quite easily and be distracted by the scenery and not even feel the 10k run. One of the other things that makes Cape Town the city that it is its cleanliness. The streets are clean. There's not a lot of trash lying around. Sure, there are parts of the inner city that need some work, and the local government here are working hard to make sure that that improves. But in general, Cape Town streets are going to look like European streets. There's not a lot of litter lying around. The streets are clean, they're tidy, the roads are maintained very well, and it's a pleasure to live here. That sense of orderly behavior and conduct is strong in Cape Town, with most people adhering to the rules. You don't find a lot of jaywalking, people using pedestrian crossings. People don't litter because they appreciate where they live, and they want to make sure that where they live stays as beautiful as it is. So we're talking about the kids' play areas. Here's the Sea Point Adventure Park, all the regulations that you must adhere to, but go and enjoy it. Enjoy the park. There's a kids' playground over there. A little bit further down, which unfortunately because of time constraints I can't walk to, but a little bit further down is one of the largest outdoor gyms in the country, or in fact in the world. And people, it's free to use. Go along, use the outdoor gym, enjoy the scenery, and I ended off with a little jog along the seafront. So people that live in Cape Town, in fact people that live in the Western Cape, are very proud of their province and extremely proud of their city, so much so that sometimes people in the rest of the country get a little agitated. But yes, okay, you live in Cape Town or you live in the Western Cape, but I mean there's a reason for it. It's stunning. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. There's the golf course I was talking about, Greenpoint Stadium, just on the other side of the World Cup 2010 stadiums that was purpose-built for the World Cup, which is still probably one of the more successful stadiums that's in the country at the moment, because it actually is still running and hosting events and hosting sports games. Sadly, some of the stadiums that were built for the World Cup are no longer being used and fallen into disrepair, which is such a waste of money and of facilities in a country that desperately needs those kind of facilities to host local sports teams that don't have the money to buy those kind of stadiums. Could have been put to better use. One of the iconic lighthouses that warn ships of the rocks and the danger as they head towards the port here in Cape Town. Still functional. Another one of those amazing parks. So in a young democracy like South Africa, in fact a young country overall with our particularly shady history at times, Cape Town's story is probably one of the richest as far as culture and heritage goes, because it's one of the oldest settlements in the southern tip of Africa. That means that it has played a part in the development of South Africa as a country. One of the three centers of government is located here in Cape Town, and you can see why. South Africa has three capitals, so to speak, legislature capitals located around the country. But I mean, this part of the world was, one of the first points where Europeans landed on the African continent, and then kind of developed from here and spread out. But the story of South Africa is incomplete without the story of Cape Town. So unfortunately, because it's a short walk today, I can't show you some of those sites, some of those landmark sites in Cape Town that are so interwoven into the history of South Africa. But I do encourage you to come to Cape Town. If you're watching this and you're overseas, come to Cape Town and explore this part of South Africa, along with other parts. But it's essential. If you want to know what South Africa is about, you have to include Cape Town in the mix of your travels, and then branch out from here into the rest of the country. South Africa is an incredibly beautiful country. I travel internationally quite a bit, but I always love coming home because it really is just so pretty. Our walk is almost at an end, but just something else I want to mention is the port of Cape Town. Cape Town Port is located just on the other side of the V&A waterfront. V&A waterfront itself is an active port with a lot of small private or commercial vessels that use it. But the port of Cape Town, just located right next to it, and it is home to the many cruise companies that come here in the African summer, European winter, and offer cruises from here. MSC is one of the bigger shipping companies that operates cruise liners from this area, and if you are looking at taking a cruise and you'd like to know what that experience is like, please go and have a look at this video, which I'll put up on the screen now. Click on that link and you'll see my experience of an MSC shipping cruise from Cape Town. Okay, so that wraps it up. That's episode, I can't even remember how many episodes we've done of Explore for this week. Haven't done one in a while because I've been home since Dubai in December last year. We are starting to do a lot more traveling. We're heading to the Cape Epic mountain bike race, where we will be visiting some of the smaller towns in the Western Cape. So I'll definitely try and do a couple of episodes of Explore in those small towns, in the winelands and in the mountains. A lot of the time I'm going to be working in the bushes, supporting the riders as they go through. So we'll do a few more of those. But that was just a little episode of Explore, walking along the Sea Point beachfront, waterfront area. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you a little bit more insight as to why this is such a cool place to visit. If you're not from South Africa, come and see for yourself. It really is beautiful. And if you are South African and you're looking for reasons to come and visit Cape Town, I hope this video will inspire you. South Africa has many problems, but we also have many positives, and I think we need to celebrate that. And in this Explore series, I'm hopefully adding a little bit of or shining a little bit of a light on many of the good things that we have going on in our country here in South Africa. All it takes is for leaders of the world to stop doing stupid things and focus on development, focus on progress, focus on making people's lives easier by leading them in a way that shows integrity and that you actually care. I care. That's why I make these videos. Hope you enjoyed watching it. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video and if you enjoyed some of the others, please consider giving us a subscribe. It really helps grow the channel. And give this video a like, because it'll boost the algorithm and hopefully more people will get to see what Cape Town, or at least this part of Cape Town, has to offer. Until I see you next, have a great day. Thank you for watching. You are very appreciated.